December 1919. Boston Red Sox owner Harry Frazee sits in his office. On his desk, a check. $100,000. From the New York Yankees. For Babe Ruth. He is about to sell baseball's biggest star. But this is not just a trade. This is a mistake. The biggest mistake in history. Because 2 weeks ago, in this same office, there was another meeting. A meeting nobody knows about. Ruth was in this office. He brought Frazee an offer. A different offer. Make me a partner. Give me 10% of the team. I will stay in Boston. I will play here forever. We will win championships. Frazee listened, thought about it, then answered. No, you are just a player. You cannot be my partner, and I will take the money I need. Ruth left that room saying something, quietly, but Frazee heard it. Boston will never win another championship. Frazee laughed. Nonsense! There is no such thing as a curse. But he was wrong, because for the next 86 years, the Boston Red Sox never won a championship. 86 years, Ruth's curse of the Bambino, and nobody knows. The curse did not come from a player's arrogance. It came from an owner's greed and pride. This is that story. December 12th, 1919. 2 weeks before the sale, Babe Ruth walks into Harry Frazee's office at Fenway Park. Ruth is 24 years old, already the best player in baseball. He led the Red Sox to 3 World Series championships in 4 years. 1915, 1916, 1918. He started as a pitcher, the best left-handed pitcher in the American League, then became a hitter. Revolutionary power. Nobody hits home runs like Ruth. He is changing the game, making baseball exciting. Fans pack stadiums just to watch him swing, but Ruth is unhappy. He wants more money. He's making $10,000 a year. Stars in other sports make more. Ruth knows his value. He deserves more. Frazee is a businessman, not a baseball man. He owns the Red Sox, but his passion is theater, Broadway shows, musicals. He produces them, invests in them, and he is losing money. His shows are failing. His debts are growing. He needs cash. Desperately. Ruth sits down across from Frazee. No agent, no lawyer, just the two of them. Ruth speaks first. Mr. Frazee, I want to talk about my future and the team's future. Frazee leans back in his chair. Go ahead, babe. Ruth takes a breath. I love Boston, this city, this team, the fans. I want to stay here my whole career, win more championships, build something special. Frazee nods. That is good to hear. We want you here too, Ruth continues. But I need something in return, not just a raise, something bigger. I want to be a partner, an owner. Give me 10% of the Red Sox. I will invest. I will help build the team. And I will never leave. Frazee's expression changes, from interest to confusion. You want ownership? Ruth nods. Yes, 10%. I will pay fair value, or we can work out terms. I just want to be invested, part of the organization, not just a player. Frazee sits forward. Babe, you are a great player, maybe the greatest, but you are not a businessman. You do not understand how ownership works. Ruth's jaw tightens. I understand enough. I know my value. I bring fans. I win games. I make this team profitable. I should share in that profit, not just his salary as an owner. Frazee shakes his head. That is not how baseball works. Players play, owners own. Those are separate roles. You cannot be both. Why not, Ruth asks. Because it creates conflicts. What if you get injured? What if your performance declines? Owners have to make hard decisions. You cannot make those decisions about yourself. Ruth leans forward. Then make me a limited partner. No voting rights. Just a stake. Just proof that I am part of this organization long term. Frazee is silent for a moment. Then he speaks. Babe, I appreciate your loyalty. I really do. But I cannot sell you part of the team. I need liquidity. I have obligations, financial commitments. If I bring in a partner, it has to be someone with significant capital, not someone I am already paying. Ruth's face hardens. So, this is about money. Frazee spreads his hands. Everything is about money. That is business. Ruth stands. Then let me make you an offer? I will take a lower salary. Keep me at 10,000, but give me 5% ownership. That costs you nothing now, and it keeps me here, locks me in. Frazee also stands. I cannot do it. I am sorry. Ruth stares at him. You are making a mistake. Frazee smiles, tight, patronizing. Babe, you are young. You do not understand these things yet. Just focus on playing. Let me handle the business side. Ruth walks to the door, stops, turns back. If you sell me, I will make you regret it. Boston will regret it. Frazee's smile fades. Is that a threat? Ruth shakes his head. Not a threat, a promise. Then he leaves. 2 weeks later, December 26th, 1919, Harry Frazee announces the sale. Babe Ruth traded to New York Yankees for $100,000 cash plus a loan of $300,000, the biggest transaction in baseball history. The reaction is immediate. Boston fans are furious. Newspaper headlines scream betrayal. How could Frazee sell Ruth? How could he destroy the dynasty? Frazee defends himself. We got fair value. We can use this money to build a better team, sign multiple players instead of paying one superstar. This is good business. Nobody believes him. They see the truth. Frazee needs money for his Broadway shows. He is sacrificing the Red Sox to fund his other passion. Ruth is in California when the news breaks, training, getting ready for next season. A reporter reaches him by phone, asks for comment. Ruth's response is calm, cold. I am not surprised. I gave Mr. Frazee a chance to keep me. He chose money over loyalty. Now he will see what that choice costs. The reporter presses. Are you angry? Ruth pauses, then speaks carefully. I am not angry. I am motivated. I will show Boston what they gave up. I will show them every single day for the rest of my career, another reporter asks. Some people are saying you cursed the Red Sox, that Boston will never win again. Did you curse them? Ruth laughs, a short, bitter laugh. I do not believe in curses. I believe in consequences. Frazee made a choice. Now he lives with it, but the damage is done. The word is out. Ruth cursed Boston. Curse of the Bambino. The legend begins. 1920. Ruth's first season with Yankees. He hits 54 home runs. The previous record was 29, also set by Ruth. He doubles it. The baseball world stunned. Ruth is hitting them farther than anyone thought possible. 500 feet. Over buildings. Yankees attendance triples. Standing room only every game. They decide to build a new stadium. Yankee Stadium. The house that Ruth built. Meanwhile, Boston finishes 5th. Attendance drops. Fans boo Frazee, chant Ruth's name. Frazee sells more players to Yankees to cover debts. Team gets worse. Curse feels real. 1921. Yankees win pennant. Ruth hits 59 home runs. 1923. Yankee Stadium opens. Ruth hits homer in first game. Yankees win World Series. First championship in franchise history. Boston finishes last, dead last. 8 years after winning World Series, they are worst team in baseball. Curse undeniable. 1927. The greatest season in baseball history. Ruth hits 60 home runs. A record that stands 34 years. Yankees go 110-44. Win World Series, dominant, unstoppable. Boston 8th place. 1928. Yankees win World Series again. Ruth hits 54. Boston finishes last. Again. By 1928, pattern is clear. Yankees dynasty, Boston disaster. 9 years since trade. Yankees have 3 championships. Boston has nothing. But what nobody knows, what newspapers never reported, what fans never heard, is the conversation before the sale. Ruth's offer to stay. His request for partnership. His warning to Frazee. Ruth never told that story publicly. Never used it for sympathy. Never explained why he felt betrayed. He just let his performance speak. Every home run was a reminder. Every championship was proof. Every time Yankees beat Red Sox, it was a message. You had your chance. You chose money. Now, watch what you lost. Frazee sold Red Sox in 1923. could not handle pressure. Went back to Broadway, died in 1929, broken, forgotten, but curse continued. 1932. Yankees win World Series. Ruth's called, shot. Boston finishes last. 1936. Ruth retires. 714 home runs. 4 championships with Yankees. Greatest player who ever lived? Boston still 0 championships since selling him. Curse 17 years old, just starting, 1946. Boston makes World Series. First time in 28 years. Game 7 tied in 8th. Eno Slaughter scores from first on a single. Cardinals win, Boston loses, Curse strikes, 1967. Boston wins pennant. World Series Game 7. Loses. Curse 48 years old, 1975. World Series. Carlton Fisk, home run Game 6. Famous moment, Boston wins Game 6. Loses Game 7. Curse 56 years old, 1986. The closest. Boston leads World Series 3-2. Game 6. Leading by 2. 2 outs. 1 strike from championship. 1 strike from ending curse. Wild pitch. Single. Single. Ground ball to first base. Easy out. Ball goes through Bill Buckner's legs. Mets score. Game tied. Mets win. Game 6. Win Game 7. Boston loses. Curse 67 years old. And nobody connects it to real story, to Ruth's offer, to Frazee's rejection, to partnership that could have prevented this. They call it bad luck, the curse. But it is not random. It is consequence, Ruth promised. Boston will never win. And for 86 years that promise holds. Before we tell you how the curse finally ended, hit that subscribe button if you love stories about revenge that lasts generations. Drop a like if you believe consequences catch up with everyone, eventually. Now drop a comment. Where are you watching from? And have you ever been rejected by someone who later regretted it? How long did it take for them to realize their mistake? Let us know. 2004. New York Yankees versus Boston Red Sox. American League Championship Series. Best of 7. Winner goes to World Series. Yankees lead series 3-0. No team in baseball history has ever come back from 0-3 deficit. Boston faces elimination. Faces humiliation. Faces curse again. Game 4. Boston trailing by 1 run in 9th inning. Dave Roberts steals second base. Most important stolen base in history. Scores tying run. Game goes extra innings. 14th inning. David Ortiz hits home run. Boston wins. Stay alive. Game 5. Extra innings again. 14th inning again. Ortiz hits single. Boston wins. Series 3-2. Still alive. Game 6. Boston dominates, wins easily. Series tied 3-3. Impossible momentum. Game 7. In Yankee Stadium. Against the curse. Against history. Boston explodes, scores 10 runs, wins 10-3. They did it. Came back from 0-3. Beat Yankees in New York. Against everything. Impossible, but real. Boston advances to World Series. Faces St. Louis Cardinals. This time different. Boston sweeps. 4-0. Never trails. Dominates completely. 86 years. The curse is broken. Fenway Park erupts. City celebrates. Grown men cry. Generations of pain released in one moment. Curse over. Ruth's promise is broken. Or is it? Because if you look closely, if you understand the real story, the curse was never about Ruth's anger at being sold. It was about Frazee's greed, his refusal to make Ruth a partner, his choice of immediate money over long-term loyalty. And in 2004, the Red Sox ownership changed. New owners, John Henry, Tom Werner, Larry Lucchino, they bought the team in 2002, changed the culture, invested in players, treated them as partners, built relationships. Exactly what Frazee refused to do. The curse did not end because enough time passed. It ended because the philosophy changed. When Boston finally treated players as valuable long-term assets instead of disposable commodities. When ownership understood partnership instead of just profit. That is when the curse broke. Ruth's revenge was complete. 86 years to teach the lesson. Treat your best people right, value loyalty, share success, or pay the price forever. The story of Babe Ruth and the curse is really a story about choices. Harry Frazee had a choice: keep Ruth as a partner, build a dynasty, create a legacy, or sell him for cash. Fund Broadway shows. Solve immediate problems. He chose short-term money over long-term success, and paid for it. His team paid for it. The city paid for it, for 86 years. Ruth had a choice too. He could have demanded trades earlier, could have forced his way out of Boston, but he gave Frazee a chance, offered to stay, offered loyalty, was rejected. So Ruth made a different choice. He dominated, he won, he built a legacy somewhere else, somewhere that appreciated him, valued him, made him part of the family. The Yankees understood what Frazee did not. Ruth was not just a player, he was a builder, a foundation, an identity. You do not sell that. You invest in it. You make it part of your DNA. The Yankees did, and they won 27 championships. The Red Sox did not. And they suffered for 86 years. The curse was real, not supernatural. Not magic, just consequences. When you disrespect greatness, when you choose greed over loyalty, when you treat people as transactions instead of partners, you pay, maybe not immediately, maybe not obviously, but eventually. The bill comes due. For Boston, it came due for 86 years. Every close call, every Game 7 loss, every ground ball through the legs, every time they got close and failed. That was the bill. That was the consequence. That was Ruth's promise fulfilled. Boston will never win, not until they learn the lesson. And in 2004, they finally learned. New ownership, new philosophy, value players, build partnerships, share success. The curse broke. Ruth's revenge was complete. The lesson was taught. 86 years is a long time, longer than most people live, long enough for everyone involved to die. Frazee died in 1929. Ruth died in 1948. Neither lived to see the curse end, but the legacy continued. The lesson remained. Do not disrespect greatness. Do not reject loyalty. Do not choose money over partnership. Because if you do, the consequences will outlive you. Your mistake will become legend. Your greed will become curse. And 86 years later, people will still talk about the day you destroyed your dynasty for $100,000. The biggest mistake in sports history, all because you would not share 10%.